Hi friends. So I wanted to record a video about my consultation with the bariatric surgeon. In my last video, I talked about going to my primary care, and I had mentioned to him that I was looking for some tools to help me, either medication or surgery. He, of course, in his words, went for the medication option, and I was like, well, I really wanted to explore the bariatric surgery option just because I don't want to just make one decision in a snap, and like it just didn't feel right in the moment. So I ended up having my appointment a few days ago. I ended up getting bronchitis, so I went to the urgent care twice in like 5 days. So the day I was supposed to have my appointment with a bariatric surgeon, I was home and I was sick, and there was just no way it would have been a good idea for me to go in person. So I called and I just said, I'm sick, I'm taking stuff for bronchitis, there's potential to have pneumonia. Thankfully I didn't. And I was like, I don't feel like it's right to come in. And so we talked about rescheduling, but the doctor was going to be out for 3 weeks. And then she goes, do you want to just change it to a virtual appointment? And I was like, please. Like, I don't want to wait another 3 weeks because I'd already lost like a week or whatever. Anyway, so I had a virtual appointment with him. So sat at my dining room table, and I told him right off the bat, I was like, I'm going to do my best not to cough at you, and told him what was going on. He was like, thank you for not coming in. I'm like, you're welcome. Like, nobody wants to be around me right now. But it went really well. We kind of talked about the different options and the different types of bariatric surgery options, and talked about my reasons why, and, you know, and he talked about like what would make the most sense as far as the surgery options, and, you know, because there's sleeve, and then there's like gastric bypass, but then there's like gastric bypass long limb, and I think that's the one that I would be getting. And so we talked about that, and he kind of talked about the process and things I'd have to do ahead of time, and different aspects of my health, and like my insurance and that whatever. And like comparing my conversation with him, comparing it to my primary care. And again, both are fine doctors, but just that feeling of, I feel better about one option over the other. And I definitely had that. And I am going to pursue the surgery option. And it's so weird to think about that, because I've been, you know, it's been suggested to me and all that stuff many times, and it just never felt right. And after I feel like I've reached that point where it just feels like it's the best option for me, like, you know, where I'm at. And I don't know, the appointment and the conversation with him was one that gave me confidence in it. And he was very open to questions, and it just felt better. Like, it just felt different. I don't know. Like, again, both doctors are fine, and both options are fine, and they both have their place. But talking to him, he was just like, I could see you having some success with the medication, but he's like, I don't think it would be as much as you would need. And then we talked about the different surgery options, and he was like, okay, you could do the sleeve and you could do whatever, but he's like, I feel like the gastric bypass long limb, I think that's what it's called, would give you the best chance of long-term success. And I'm like, I love that he was like telling me all the different options and saying we could do all of these things, and you could do the medication, but just based on his own experience and all the people he's worked with, because they actually do, like, in their office, they do this, you know, they have people that do the surgery and stuff and whatever. And he also works with people, and some of his clients do medication, you know, and he's like, we do all of it. We do all of the weight loss options here, including the medication. And so he has a wealth of information based on his experience, and just knowing that he can like look at my situation and my health and my BMI and whatever and be like, okay, you can do this option, you can do this option, and they would both have, you know, all of these would potentially have, you would potentially have some success with these, but this is kind of the one that makes the most sense based on the many years of experience he has in this particular field of bariatric surgery and weight management and weight loss and all that kind of stuff. So I'm feeling really good about that. And there's a part of me that's shocked by the fact that I feel so good about it, but I'm feeling like, I don't know. I'm feeling like it's the best option and it's the thing I'm going to pursue. So he told me at that point they were going to send me a packet of like what are the next steps and what are the things I need to take care of. And he did do that. And I could pull that out right now, couldn't I? Hold on. So I was thinking about doing this in a separate video, but it just makes sense since I'm recording after the fact a little bit because I've been trying to catch up on my rest and get better and all of those things. He gave me a list of the things that need to be taken care of. So obviously, I'm going to hold it out in front of me. Obviously a consult with him. I have to get my lab work done, which I already had to do anyway. I already had that scheduled for next week. So doing that next week. Sign a smoking policy, quit smoking date thing. Don't smoke, so don't have to worry about that. There's a webinar, video, and bariatric book that I need to do with a quiz and everything. So I'm probably going to work on that this weekend. I have to have nutrition appointments. I have to have 3, 1 a month over the course of 3 months. And that's in accordance with my insurance. So I have that. And then I have to get a clearance recommendation letter from my primary care. So I have an appointment to see him at the end of July because that's the earliest I could get back in, which is super disappointing. But gotta do what you gotta do, but I gotta get that letter. So hopefully that works out. And then I have to do a bariatric psychological evaluation clearance. So I'm going to set that up, call next week to get that set up. And then I have to call this bariatric resource services number and do that. So yeah. And I know that with like the nutritionist and, like even with the psych consult and talking to the doctor, I mean, there's things I got to do between now and surgery. Like I need to start adjusting certain things, certain parts of my life in order to be successful. Cause it's like, you don't want to be eating like, you know, how many, like 5 not that I eat 5 fast food meals, but 5 fast food meals a day right up until like a couple of days before surgery, and you do whatever you're supposed to do before surgery and then have surgery, and then all of a sudden like things are completely different. I want to make sure I'm adjusting things as we move forward. So definitely going to be focusing more on eating protein. I'm going to have to start adjusting some of the carbs because I know like the starches and stuff are things I'm going to have to be really careful about moving forward after surgery. But I mean, that's hard because girl loves her pasta. But also I want my life. So, but yeah, and just getting in the habit of walking every day walking every day and, making sure I'm doing resistance training of some kind. Getting back to the gym and doing that. And, I could wait until after surgery and after I'm healed, but I don't want from like, if my surgery is in September, I don't want from now until September to be like a waste of time. Like I want to make sure that I'm doing things between now and then to build new habits. And then if I could lose, how many months is that? What is that? 3 months, 4 months, depending on what the date of surgery is. Like I could lose 10, 20 pounds, depending on what I do and how, controlled I am and all that stuff before surgery even happens. just start the ball rolling back again, you know? So I'm feeling really good and I'm really excited about it. And I gotta be honest. I never thought that this would be something I would consider. I never thought I'd be in a place where I'd be like, surgery is a good option for me. And not saying it never was, but I never thought that I would feel that way. But here I am. So, you know, the next few months, definitely going to be posting about what I'm doing. You know, updates on my weight are going to be here and there, depending on what's happening in my life and stuff. And just about appointments and things that I'm working on to get to this surgery. But, I feel very scattered right now. I feel very scattered today. But I definitely want to share the journey, and I'm trying to figure out like what I want to share and what I'm not going to share, and what I'm comfortable sharing, and what people would actually be interested in like being a part of, as far as this whole new chapter of my life. But yeah, I told my husband at the beginning of the year that 2025 was going to be a big year in different ways, and I'm excited because this feels like the next thing. This is the next thing that's happening that's good. I'm excited about it. I'm ready for it. I just have to do my checklist and start working on making adjustments to my lifestyle, so after surgery it's not as big of a shock, even though it's gonna be a shock. So anyway, I just want to let you know that I did have my consult. I did decide to pursue surgery. If there's anything in particular you're interested in knowing about, seeing, hearing about, let me know in the comments. I would love to know. Yeah, so that's my latest update. And yeah, so here we go. Hi guys, thanks so much for watching this video. I appreciate it so much. I would love to hear from you. Please comment below, like, comment, share, do all the YouTube-y things. Supports the channel, and I really appreciate that. And I hope you have an awesome day. Bye.